So today we had a Husky gentleman coming for bathings, and he's coming with a good condition, not too much fur shedding. We're gonna do a full bathing for him. Well, this boy, he didn't move too much and he know what we are doing with him. That's great, and this is helping us a lot since we don't have to spend a lot of time trying to fighting with the dogs that they don't want to get the spa. See, he very good behave on the table comparing to the other dogs that might just want to move around and don't want you to touch their paw pad because that is the sensitive areas that they don't want. But this one had a different behavior, kind of understanding very well. Actually, he looked a bit sad. I don't know what's happened, but he's kind of a gentleman, like don't want to talk a lot. And most of the Husky is a different behavior from him. Most of the dogs that I met. He's trying to play with the groomer. All right. So now we done the 3 points: ear cleaning, paw pad shavings, and anus shavings. Time his owner complained about after we shaving on the abdominal area, this area, and getting a little bit itchy, and they're trying to chewing this area. She now want to skip shaving the abdominal. Just want to avoid the dog biting there. So moving on to the cutting nail, that is pretty interesting that he kind of understanding well about the nail cutting, because most of the dogs, they don't like nail cutting, and it's going crazy when we do the nail cutting. Normally we need 2 people to have holding the legs and the other one trying to cut if the dog's too hard for this session, but this one is really different from the other, and you can see how patient he is. This is a much easier job I ever met, but the only thing that we do emphasize on is the here. I mean the fur. He kind of losing a lot of fur on his body, because you know that this type of dog, the breed, I mean Husky, they kind of shedding a lot. So his owner asking a well brushing to his coat. They don't want to get a lot of shedding fur on their house, so that's why they bring them here quite often. And it seems that he learned a lot from here. The patient, what we're doing with him as well. Now it's time for the grindings. That's a complete different dog's behavior from the other. We do this to avoid the scratching to the owner, because when they play with the owner, and if we cut all these and then we did not grinding, it's gonna hurt the owner sometime. Hello, gentlemen. Are you all right? It's kind of a patient voice. So while the other one doing the nail grinding, I'm going to have brushing the coat, because this is kind of a different work that doing in a different part. So I'm kind of slowly brush his coat, and I'm start from the back leg. I don't want to start from the whole body. That's gonna hurt his skin, maybe, I think. But I do like to start from little and get this area done, and then we can overall brushing, like brushing totally on the whole body. see, there's a lot of fur coming out right now. I think I need a mask. So the only difficult part that he's kind of move a lot is the tail, because the tail kind of a lot of messy hair that are touching each other, and it's difficult to pull it out. And I know this is a normal behavior of every dog when we brushing their tail. They kind of hate it. And for the brushing, we do the twice, before and after the bathing. That's kind of giving them a clear hairbrush to minimize the amount of the hair loose on their body as we can. This is a big Now that we do the coat brushing already on the back, the fronts, and now move on to the neck. This part is kind of difficult because it's containing a lot of thick hair, and some of the dogs, they don't want you to brush here since it kind of getting hurt easily. But what I can do is to brush in this direction. I don't do this direction since it's difficult. Alright, so we done most of the part on his body, and we're going to continue. Please stand up. Domen. His name Domen. I just got to recognize his name, and I realized that I forgot to mention about his name at the beginning of the video. It seems that he got a well brush on his body. So now he kind of showing me some sign of he don't want me to brush on that area, and that is most the dogs did. But he's kind of better than them. We had an experience with a Husky that he kind of biting while we brush this area, because like I said, it can bring a lot of sensitive to them, and they just want to show that they don't want us to brush that area. But we do have to brush them. Because if not, they're gonna shredding their hair a lot on their home. So far we spent around half hour for doing the spa session. So now I'm doing the whole wrap up brushing for his body, because before I did part by part, and now I'm doing like this quick brushing for the whole body to get extra clean brush for this boy. They kind of cannot stop the losing. Even though we brush a lot of times, we still get the hair loose. Still a lot more. And don't forget to brush their legs, since this is also had a lot of hair loose. Good boy, Domen. You are a good boy. That's what I want from most of the dogs that come in here. But seems that I got less and less good behaved dogs. Wow, you still have a lot of more. So this is the amount of hair loose from this boy. That's not a lot comparing to the other Husky boy. We're moving him to the bath tube. He's not too heavy, like around, I guess, 15. To secure his standing, I have to use this. Okay. So first I want to try to water on his body a little bit, see how his reaction, but it seems that he's pretty calm. Thank you, boy, for your cooperation. So I want to start from the back, putting a lot of shampoo here, and maybe this is where the smell good for long days, because this area get the shampoo longer than the other part. I want to make sure his foot get nice and clean, because most of the smell coming from that area. So I'm doing first what I can, what my hand reach. You're doing great. So I'm doing the shampooing part by part, because he had a big body that need to be getting well clean. So this is where you have to be pay more attention, is the bottom of the paw pad, because this is where a lot of dirt gathering inside, and you don't want to get them back with bad smell. And also under his shoulder, this is where most we ignore. Oh, it's hurt my back, because this bath tube is kind of lower than my height, so that's why I have to bow down and do the job. So I'm doing the other side. Okay, boy, let me move. Okay, let me wash this. See, really dirty coming out, and that's what we want to clean. Wow. Alright, so we get his whole body shampoo, and don't forget the penny, because it contains a lot of smell, since this is where the liquid coming out from his pennies. And now we're going to play with his face. So I adjust the water level on his head. He seemed doing pretty good when we face washing. Pouring some shampoo over the top of his nose, this side as well, and the cheek. Alright, I want you to get a very good smell when you go home and your mother gonna kiss you a lot. That's what I want to give you today. So this is a regular customer coming here because she said that we do a well brushing on his coat, and he got a long lasting smell also. So that's why she coming regularly, like 10 days once. This is kind of a relaxing husky boy. I'm gonna put another chick that you can smell more. And probably this is the best behavior dog that I ever met, because most of them they gonna crying. Okay boy, you did a very good job. So that's fine. This is a much better washing right now. I'm trying to hair drying him as much as I can. So far, this is the result after the air blowings, and there's a lot of fur that see, and there's more that need to be blown out. Still have wet here. Because blow drying a husky is kind of difficult because they have a very long hair and thick hair. If you have double coat, try to separate, and you need to make sure that they don't have any area that still remains wet. So now Dodo almost done with the air blow drying, but only a few parts that need to be more drying. Like this is the ear pad, a little part of the hat, and a little part of the bags still containing a little bit wet there. So let's continue. Alright, so for the hat blowing, I'm using this one. Not a strong pressure velocity. Let's do it. Oh no. This is where all the dog had when blowing their hat. So now we are done with the air blow drying, and what we're gonna do next is to clean the ears again, make sure that he didn't have any remain water on his ear. It's good now. Okay, I'm doing the other side. Now it seems that he getting more moving than before. I don't know what's wrong. Alright, so look. Hey, look. Dodo. So then we do the brushing again. To take all the dead hairs from, and make sure that he didn't have too much hair shredding when going back home. Oh, still a lot. Alright, so now we're done with the coat brushings, and we minimize the hair loss on his body already, and Domen is ready to go home. Let's go. So he knew his stuff, and kind of knowing that it's time to go home. Alright,